Well, folks, Spacehaven Alpha 10 is doing pretty stable in experimental branch, so I've decided to start a series on this now. Been doing a lot of behind the scenes work, but I want to talk a little bit about planning in here. I've already told you what you need. You can check out that video linked up above in the card, but generally you need, a lot of hull blocks, a lot of infra blocks, some tech blocks. You don't really need that much more right out the gate, especially with the new tech tree. So, my plan in this playthrough is to do a space food truck, which apparently is not named. I gotta rename it. That is the space food truck ship green beef. I think it's a great idea. Especially since we're going to focus not necessarily on combat, not initially. We're going to focus on feeding refugees and stuff. Because I don't know how bad this is going to be going forward. I'm playing on medium. But we're gonna play it a little differently. This is going to kind of focus on the food mechanics and try to save people a little more than hurt them. Kind of like my little Cutlass build where it was a really small one. Only this time we're going to be bigger and try to be more hospitable and deal with food production a little differently. Eventually we might pick up a gunboat or something. We'll do a claimable. We'll see where the series takes us, but we're going to try out a lot of the new mechanics. But often, what I think people struggle with, and I don't know how to make a nice succinct video on this yet, but is planning out your ship and not rushing too far and then overextending yourself. So I'm going to unpause real quick, get this at least started a little bit. So we did start with Dylan White, who happened to turn out as a officer again, so he's going to be the main guy on the bridge. He's okay with navigation. He's really good with shielding, and piloting, although I don't really think piloting comes in yet. I think that's for future hangar-based stuff, like fighters and stuff. I think. I don't know. I'm not a dev. But we've got you with that. Yeah, you're a space food truck guy. You're not a fighter, although you are decent with weapons, but you will surrender. I wish that wouldn't happen so much if they were on your ship. Like, I think surrender chance should be lower if you're defending your ship. Now, if you're going offensive, yeah, you don't want to send peace-loving guys out there, but yeah, whatever. We've got Mr. Ungarl636, who's our security guy, he was a cook, so it makes perfect sense for him to be on this ship. And he is charming, but he's good at weapons and nav. We got Augustin Boogaloo, not Boogaloo. He's good at piloting, mining, and construction, so he'll be kind of the engineer of the ship. And then we got 3 botanists that are good at construction, good at research, and good at navigation, so you can fill it in. You got Mikula Mali, Oliver Doms, and Pow. That's our crew. That is our crew. We got an antisocial guy, a fast learner, and a lazy guy who's a teacher, a scientist, and a firefighter. But hey, that's enough about the crew. I haven't done anything with them yet besides created them, started them. We are playing on medium, not harsh. The only difference really is resource availability at the start and then throughout the galaxy. So I didn't want to hamstring myself there. All the aliens are on the most common. They'll be out there. But anyways, let's talk about ship planning. So let's go here to sketching. So this is what I've sketched out. I did a lot of planning in Excel, actually. I made some cells and then I threw them in there and kind of got the measurements I needed. So airlock. You can see this will take 106.2 hull blocks. I think it's 0.1 per square. We've got the 2 airlocks. I've recessed them a little bit more for aesthetics than anything else. My plan eventually, so I have a vision for this ship, is I've got the airlocks here. This is going to be the common area for like dining, and I'm going to put some beds here, I think, for refugees, not for me. But yeah, it's a food truck, right? It's a space food truck. So people come in, they dock, they immediately get out here, they can go eat, they can do stuff. If I get a fleet going, I might have them all eat there as well. Let's see, this is going to be the bridge. I'm not going to put every one of the consoles in here, but I'm going to put navigation. and probably comms or operations right here, and then start pushing this back a little bit. So it's not going to be a full-on bridge. I'm probably going to put my... Eventually I'm going to have the bigger engines back here, but we only start with the smaller ones. So I think my strategy is to have like all crew-related stuff and ship components here. Airlocks here with direct access. I think I'm going to put my hangars and stuff back here. And like I said, bridge. This is just aesthetic for now. Break up the ship's profile a little bit. And then, since we're a food truck, we've got the hospitality here for everybody coming in to eat. And then I'm going to put a whole bunch of, not recyclers, but we haven't unlocked them yet, the composters out here and food production up here. So we're going to make a lot of food. And I'm going to put a bunch of solar panels up this way, I think. So that's my plan, right? I only have starting 44 hull blocks and not nearly enough infra blocks to really do that. So here's where you make your money as far as like keeping your general plan in place while not overextending yourself, right? Not ending up with a bunch of like weird chunks of hull blocks over here. So what we're going to do is try to limit ourselves to about 30 because we need about 10 to get our ship up and running. So that's our goal. We do this by activating our sketch. And if we look, if I dragged just this entire section, we're already talking about 60. So I need to cut that back. So how can I do that? Well, I know I need an airlock. So I may have to do some math here. I don't need a double wide hallway right yet. So I can just go to here. Right. And I only really have to get one side of the ship going. Just to start, because I'm going to get plenty of recyclables, right? I should be fine with that. Should be able to recycle a ton of hull scrap and get my hull blocks back. But if you look on the bottom right, you got cost to activate. Now I wish this just stacked and I could hold shift and click different sections. Actually, maybe I can. Let's see. Well, shift does something. I've never actually tried that. Nope, so it's just going to tell me that much. And if you want to, you can just cancel hull and your sketch will remain, just FYI. This is probably something I should do a video on, but we'll see. So we're going to activate the sketch. I'm going to do a single hallway around here. So we'll do this airlock. We'll do a single hallway down here, try to build this out a little bit, but we'll get the hallways to the bridge and this section is at least. Because then we can throw engines in here, we can throw the power generator, we can get all the basics up and running, and then worry about building this out later. I think that makes sense. And then as you go, just start building in chunks. Think of it like you're building wings or building hull for purpose. Like, I've got a surplus of stuff here. I need space now. So I'm gonna build out the rest of this, and then I'm gonna build out this chunk and this chunk. Because remember, you got to heat, cool, power, and oxygenate that space as well. And plus, every wall you build is going to cost you tools, which is going to cost you infra blocks. So think about that. Everything has a cost, and you just got to get to the point where you have enough scrap, and you have guys just working on that scrap nonstop. And I've got general ideas for this. Like, I think I'm going to do my storage here and here, so it's a quick trip to go back here. But I'm also going to do small storages near the systems that need it, and then specialize that stuff. Additionally, the reason I'm focusing on refugees is I want guests that will also stay on my ship for a bit and do logistics for me. I know they're not really that useful, but eventually I can sell them back to people, right? Yeah, that's the gist. Now that's about 10 minutes of the video. I will probably do a video eventually on this, but I feel like there's going to be more mechanics for sketching and stuff eventually, so I gotta balance my production on tutorials versus the breakneck pace that Axel and crew, and by Axel and crew I mean Axel and his brother and a couple of more dudes. That's about it. Got one guy doing art, one guy doing coding. Axel does the front-facing side of the company for the most part. And you got Paul Zimmerman that does the music. Phenomenal job. And I can't remember his name. Hambone? Ham something? Does all the writing. That's it, man. That's the team. A team of teams. I may be biased, but, you know, if you give a Finn something to do, they'll get it done. But anyways, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and actually activate some of the sketch, and I'll come back to you guys in a minute. And then we'll get to starting the series. I'm excited. All right, so I've done a little bit of activation. Now, what are we up to? So I started writing down the values as I went. So with what I've sketched out here and activated, we're at 21.3 hull blocks, which is well within our 30 limit. I can activate more, but for now I'm going to start with this, because what can I do with this? I can get my airlock started, which is the first thing you need. I can have a walkway to go down to my bridge. I have a walkway to go down to my engineering area, which is really all you're going to need right out the gate. And as I get stuff moved over and get things started, I can actually pressurize this early, get it going, get my navigation console in here, maybe my comms console. We'll see. I can throw a couple of beds. I can get this going. And then my focus is going to be on getting the exterior walls done, or at least getting corridors done where I want people to be able to walk. So those are established for me. So I have boundaries on what I know I can do. And then when I want to, I can just add rooms. I can build the rooms out. I'm not going to worry about walls right away, because those eat up a lot of infra blocks by way of tools. So yeah, that's generally the gist of how I do these big ships and get a plan working. Is think about rooms, start with your corridors, build the areas, the rooms for critical systems that you need to start and get out of this first system, and then just start building out a little bit by little. But now we're actually going to play, so I'm excited. This took me like a good hour and a half last night to sketch out, plus like another hour or so on the back end of just thinking and doing some testing and with the new systems to build that little 3-minute video that took me probably about 4 hours to make. But anyways, I digress. We're going to play. I want to pause real quick. Let's look back here. Dylan, you're decent. We're going to get you a pistola. So if you ever need to find where the weapons are in your storage, look for this icon after you draft people. This little grabby icon. It means there's something for them to grab. So we'll get Dylan down here. We'll get Ungarl working on this. We've already got these activated, right? So somebody will start building it. You may ask, why didn't I just do the 2x2? Because I want a bigger fleet. I want a fleet of dudes. I want a fleet of ships. Because I think that's more fun. And I like to keep the ships small, compact, and open up my options for later. All right, Ungarl, go get that. So you may notice, let's go through this real quick on a new start. You start with food beds on the abandoned mining station. You start with a composter. You start with all this stuff that you cannot build right out the gate because it's locked behind tech. So if you look here, you start with basic, which gives you the recycler. And you start with fabrics, which give you chairs, bunk beds, and beds. You got to research everything else. Everything else is locked behind. Now, you can change that in the editor when you start. You can say, I want all the stuff unlocked. So guess what? If you don't want anything locked behind tech, you don't have to. They made this a very sandboxy game, and I like that. It appeals to a lot of different playstyles. But what are we going to focus on eventually? Well, we'll get there, but we're going to focus on food and survivability stuff. So, this is one of the new things that I like, is the targeting jammer. That keeps people from being able to shoot at you. It forces them to board you, I think. I find that interesting. Well, let's get moving. We're going to set everything to mine while we're at it. Let's send it all here. Boom. So you don't need an energy refinery anymore, not right out the gate, because you're going to start with some really inefficient power generators and engines that only run on raw crystals. And eventually you'll research the other ones. Alright, he's about there. Boom. He's going to defend the bar and grill with a shotgun. I might send him away immediately to get started on fighting. Who else is decent with weapons? Definitely not you. So I guess Pow, Oliver, Pow and Oliver are the next two. So you two go grab you some weapons. And we'll send out like a 3-man team, I think. Because really you only do botany and research. So right now you're not that useful. Let's look. What can I grow in here? Because this is new. So now you grow fruits, roots, roots, and nuts. Yeah. So this is your protein source now. Needs 3 skill to grow nuts. 31 to 103 Fahrenheit, because I speak in American units. Skill 1. So the temperatures are still the same. So I think eventually this is going to change, where you're going to have specialized rooms that are going to have to be set up for growing specific things. But right now, they just have a wide range and they're good to go. And let's see. Eventually you will unlock artificial meats and stuff. But the values are different. So let's look at the kitchen. I talked about this briefly in my little video, but you can see the food values here for everything, even if you haven't unlocked them yet. You've got to look at the vitamins. This, your prepared meals are what you're making, right? Right now, I'm a little low on food value from my prepared meals. I'm a little low on protein, a little low on fat. I'm good on carbs. So this is a carb-heavy diet. Carb backloading for maximum gains. Vitamins are very low. So really the only thing that gives you good vitamins are fruits. Toxins, bad. Oddly enough, human meat doesn't have toxins yet. Huh, I wonder if that's going to get changed. But, yeah, you need a good mix. So the nuts and seeds will give you a little bit of protein, but the artificial meat's going to be a winner. You don't want to eat this. It's going to be hard to get your protein right away, because that's actually locked. This is locked behind quite a bit of research. But anyways, now you're making prepared meals. You're not just eating raw stuff. So they'll compensate for missing ingredients. We'll compensate for a missing ingredient when preparing meals by taking more of some other ingredient that is available. So it's cool. It'll automatically fill it out if it has to. But yeah, that's the intent, is to get to that. Get to a nice, healthy state for food. Who am I going to send out? Because I want to clear that derelict early. I got Oliver. Alright, you 3. Get drafted. Get suited up. Shotguns were nerfed a little bit. So were submachine guns, or sub-guns as I know them. Let's dip out of here. We'll go check out this derelict by way of the airlock. We'll get to it early on. We're already getting to building the hull. I like that. Speed things up a wee bit. We're not playing a fully peaceful playthrough. We're just gonna let it run. We'll see. We're hostile to the pirates. And I haven't even looked at the galaxy map yet, but we're gonna start by trying to clear this bad boy. Clear this initial sector, and then we'll look at the galaxy. Because it's totally different, as you've seen. In my little test playthrough, we didn't have any hostiles on the first ship, so we'll see how this goes. That's a long corridor. Little med bay. Unfortunately, there's no new crew members. What is this? Is that money? Found some money. We'll loop around and come back. I think that's the plan. Nothing in the engine room. Is this a data pad or is that money? It's both. It's data log and money. Let's punch into this back room here. Okay, there's the bridge. Nothing in here. This might clear the ship for us, or be very close to doing so. Looks like that's closed. The heretic. Yeah, no hostiles on this ship. I'm fine with that early on. I've had some pretty crazy ships in the beginning. Oh, good. Some energy rods. Some more info blocks. We'll need those. I got some hyperfuel. So this might need to be changed, but maybe not. We're going to strip this bad boy down to nothing. Let's see, what is he building here? What is he building? Good, he's building the airlock first. Nice. Oh, I didn't mind that. We got that started. I'm going to start refining things just to get her going. If less than 10. Let's get these going right away. Alright, that's all 5 of those. I can produce these if I need to. What else do I want to work on right out the gate? Probably not a lot. I'm going to start growing a whole bunch of nuts and seeds just to get myself a little bit of protein. And we'll get some fruits while we're at it. Nah, let's get a little bit of everything. Because I don't have grow beds right away. So I'd like to get these going. Let's look at our priorities. I haven't fixed these up. I'll let it go in the background. I've just got one schedule for now. I'm not going to bother with that just yet. So your priority is botany. Same for you. I want to do maintenance on the ship. You can do construction. You do industry as well. We're going to have you guys do a little bit of everything here. Just a little bit of it. You're my main researcher. Yeah, you do one. I don't really want you doing that. There's plenty of other things for you to do on the ship. So if you got one, I don't want you doing it. Medical is a low priority, that's fine. You'll be my primary medic right now because I don't have a good doctor. I'm mainly going to have do a little bit of research, some logistics, prioritize shielding, nav. You can do these, but I don't want you doing them necessarily. I need kind of all hands on deck right now, so we're just going to let this run on that. We'll figure out shifts later. I may break up my botanists on a couple of shifts because they're going to be my main growers eventually. Good. That's all getting done. Let's see. I'm mainly waiting on this. As soon as that's going, we have enough room to build our airlock. We'll be ready to rock. And get this started at least. I'm excited. Come on, just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Okay. We're going to start building this ship. Let's throw in the airlock right there. Boom. Get that going early. That's kind of your top priority. Establish the hull blocks for your airlock and then get going from there. Let's look at some scheduling for our botanists real quick. Since one of our botanists is good at engineering as well, we'll put him on the opposite shift as Augustin, our engineer. I think what we'll do is put him on third shift. Yeah, maybe I'll just do 2 shifts for now. I can start with 3. Let's do that. So you're going to be on third shift, you're going to be on second, you're going to be on first. Who's on first? Yeah, I think that'll do. First, second, third. There we go. So let's look at our scheduling. You're on first shift. You're going to be on second shift. So second shift will be sleepy time right here. Let's do your free time here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll give you 6 hours of sleep. The rest is going to be work. We'll throw a little break in the middle there. Your union mandated break. And then the third shift will be here. 2 hours of break here. We'll do worky for the rest of this time. And we'll do a little rest here. That should be fine. I'll give them plenty of time. The rest of you are going to get a break right here. And you're good to go on the rest. They've only got 5 hours of sleep. I'll back that up 1 hour. There we go. Let's move this back a little bit so they have a little more time in between. I think that'll do. So 1, 2, 3. Let's fix that. 1 Bravo. 2 Bravo. And POW on 3 Bravo. And the rest of you guys are on shift 1 for now. Let me just, I gotta make one more space there. What? I took out a space. Why won't you let me? I'm gonna have to figure this out, I guess. I'm gonna take 1 L off your name. I know it's not quite the same, but it's something I have to do because of a limit of characters. And 1 more for you. 1 Sierra. There we go. Now you're all on your shifts, and you can do your thing. Get a little more consistent coverage. Everything's planted. Good. We got mining going on. We got them stripping this down. We're building this out just ever so slightly. We mainly need to get this back end done so we can build out the rest of our ship. So we can get at least the sustaining part of the ship going. The engineering systems. But anyways, while we're waiting on this, we're going to take a look at the galaxy map. So, in this sector, we start out here. We got some water there. That's nice. Or ice, rather. We'll clear out this system. And then, let's take a look. We got an uncontrolled system. So it's not linear anymore. It's a lattice. Oh, there's a big gap right here. Interesting. Only 1 pirate system. Some safe zones. What is this? Slavers Guild system. Interesting. There's the alien system. And an abundant resource system. Cool. What do we got over here? The Baron system. Controlled by a Baron of the Frontier, a rich retired owner of a large space station. So, we got the Pyro one right next to us. But that's not just like 1 system. So we've got tons more systems in the game. I feel like that's going to be kind of endgamey. That's supposed to be where the origin ship is for all the aliens. Some research ship that got lost out there. But we're not a search and rescue party. Not necessarily. We'll take customers. But we're starting here. So, let's go back. Let's zoom out a little bit. So within our little cluster, I guess we've only got 1. Interesting. So that's a much smaller one than I thought, or it's 2 technically. Let's make this a high construction priority. So we still got 35. We're doing pretty good on that. It's interesting you start with all these energy rods. I guess that's for this. So you probably need to change that to the base one. I'd be interested to find out how many people play the abandoned mining station versus the normal start. So I think it defaults on the other start where you just start on a ship and you build it out as you go. I like building from scratch. It's mainly for me, it's the placement of the pod hangers / hot hangers. The pod hangers and the shuttle bays. Placement of those and the airlocks. Those are really hard to move because you have to build another one, which takes a lot of space and then relocate. And it takes a lot of resources to really get that going. It's much quicker to get up and running on the other ship, but you have a little less upfront customization. I think it makes it harder to plan out your ship because you're more just in reactionary mode. Like, oh, throw this here, get it started right away and get moving. That's the tough part. So that's why I like playing this playthrough version with the started abandoned mining station. I'm sure there's going to be more starts eventually, because eventually there's going to be, or you get to play as a space station. I don't know if that means you can have ships that go away and do things and come back. If you control them, if you can abandon the mining station or control multiple ships in multiple sectors, I don't know. I don't think they really know yet. I think they're just building the ship as they go. They're building the plane as they fly it, which can work with a general idea. That's actually better, I think, because you can gauge interest and build out. Just don't be like Star Citizen and end up with feature creep too much. All right, we'll speed things up, because right now we're just mining, processing, and building out hulls. Hopefully eventually this gets built by somebody. Okay, they're delivering the stuff for my airlock, so that's great. All the resources are there. Just waiting on somebody to build it. Now, initial power routing is going to be an issue. Just because, again, I'm building this as I go, right? And I'm going to have power nodes that I can always move later, so it's not that big a deal to me. We'll figure it out. So all the stuff is delivered. We're waiting on somebody to actually build this, and there he goes. Powell is going to build it. And we've got an airlock. Great. So, we can start building things on here. Actually, all this is done too. So, let's start planning it out. You can always place things and then tell them not to deliver anything to it. But to start out with, we need a tools facility, so we're going to get that going early. So you need that to pretty much do everything. You don't want them going all the way back. So we're going to put this in here for now. Actually, we'll put it back. Let's plan power first, because power is crucial. And you start with the Energium power generator, which runs on raw Energium crystals. Totally different, right? We're gonna plop this here for now. Then what else do we need? We're gonna set up temporarily. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put my hangar bay. That's something I haven't quite figured out yet. But we'll need at least one hangar. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. I may even put it like right here, just so it's available and reachable. And let's see. We're gonna do... So what I really need for industry, at least, we're gonna need a tools facility to get started. We're gonna need life support. So we're gonna pack all this stuff in back here. We'll do an O2 generator. We'll get a gas scrubber. We'll get a thermal regulator. These are all gonna get changed eventually, but for now, we need to get that up and running. What we're going to do next is throw in these little Hyperium drives, and they're eventually going to get moved. But for now, this is what's going in here. So we'll start with one. Technically, you need like two to really get anywhere with this. But first, we're going to do this. This should power all that, everything in here. Let's get... What else do we need right out the gate? I think we're going to need a kitchen, obviously, but we'll build that out here so we get that started. We're going to need some storage. We will need, let's see, a navigation console. We're going to need a hull stabilizer. There's always a lot of things you need on the ship. Let's slap this guy here. We'll start with that and let them start building things. This is eventually going to get moved over to the nacelles out here, if you look at the sketch. So we're going to throw those out there and ideally upgrade them later. But for now, we're going to do this. We'll eventually need bedding here. Cool. We're getting stuff done. I like it. Mining's happening. This is getting stripped down, which is great. Stuff's getting dropped off. Well, let's look at our sketch while we're at it. So we could actually bump this out a little bit. Hey, look. A Merchant Federation ship's coming in. We might trade with them. Because we don't need energy rods for a while, so we might be able to trade those or the hyperfuel. But maybe that's not a good idea. And by the way, I do plan on throwing most of my not food-related industry, these objects under a resource. I plan on throwing most of these on other ships. I want to build a fleet. I don't really like doing the one ship. One ship's good, but I feel like the game's made or built around having a fleet of some kind. Just my personal opinion. I just don't think the fleet mechanics are fully fleshed out yet. They're not optimized. Alright, what is the delay here? Just most people are asleep. I think that's the issue. Got botany going on. Botany's being botanized in the botanical gardens. Not by robots, though. Alright, we're keeping the mining going. Keeping this train moving. I'm gonna let them do this stuff, and then I'll come back to you guys in a minute when we got these guys coming in. Okay, well. Merchant Federation, the MFS Avalon just jumped in. Can I do a trade? Let's see what you got. You want prepared food. You want that. I can get a lot of money out of that right away. What can I buy from you? Anything really good? Like, oh, there's super blocks. Get a whole bunch of those. I mean, I guess I could buy some water? I don't know that it's worth it right now. There's nothing like jumping out to me. Like if they had tech blocks or something, I'd probably buy those. I could just sell some stuff while I'm at it. I don't know what though. I mean, I guess, yeah. Let's sell this one hyperfuel and I'll buy up some of your water. And I'll take some credits. I think that'll do. Let's put in a small storage back here to hold random things. This will also get moved eventually. Right there will do. We're just kind of packing stuff in Tetris style. It's getting dropped off, just nobody's working over here. Let's prioritize old Augustin Bugalo. We're gonna prioritize his stuff. His work over here on this. My intent with the bridge is to... Let's go to sketch. I'm going to build this out a little bit, and then I'm going to put some stuff in these corridors and kind of isolate this a bit. Put some of the life support and put a couple of batteries or something in here. I did that before on my spacehaven 13 playthrough, where I kind of did a lot of access corridors that isolated stuff, like maintenance corridors. And I think it kind of worked. Especially around like the main bridge. I put like an extra little walkway and a couple of doors to get in. That allowed me to put a lot of life support around here, so this was like a self-sustaining node, so you always had somewhere for the crew to run to. It kind of worked. I kind of liked it. Somebody building things? Nope, tearing things down. Alright, well, eventually we'll let this run, and I'll come back to you guys when something's going. Okay, to prioritize getting this stuff done, I went to my ships section for Augustin, and turned off working on derelict ships. I turned off working on the space station, actually, and then prioritized work over here. I've also turned off his mining, because he was doing primarily mining. But this should get him to go over here and work on this. There we go. It's a good way to force it, just to make it happen. Because these guys will sit here and spin their wheels for way too long. There we go. All the deliveries are done. He'll have this up and running in no time. And at least get the temperature and the environment ready for people to live on. So as soon as we do that, then all the work on here is fine. We can start moving stuff over. Had to catch myself there. Alright, he's still just working away. You may ask why my plan is to have double wide hallways. So I intend to put seats and stuff around in the hallways and the corridors. I like doing that. That's just more of a personal preference thing. Alright, we got power. It'll eventually get juice. All the deliveries are being made by the crew members. That's good. People are helping out with logistics and starting to build things. Got a tools facility. Alright, atmospherics is getting ready. We got power. We're at least scrubbing gas and dealing with temperature problems. That's going to take a little bit. Once it gets going, it's usually fine. Cool. Ship's coming together. And this is almost done. Mining is almost done. That'll refocus everybody's efforts on this stuff. So we've got... how many hull blocks? 18 left. So we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. What are you waiting on here? Nothing. Well, why does it say there's nothing? You're waiting on tools. Ah, I see. I see. What is your problem? So you're waiting on infra blocks. Okay. Well, we're getting somewhere. I can start moving things over too while I'm at it. How's food doing? Because this is just using water. Starting to build that up a little bit. Get some nuts and seeds. Get the pertinent stuff, because early on we're only going to have algae as a resource, which is not ideal. Are we about done with this? Yeah, we're getting there. I like it. I'm happy with that. About to have a nav console. Great, that's done. Temperature is starting to balance out a little bit. And now we've got an O2 generator. Great. It's not generating anything yet because it needs water. This needs infra blocks. So let's start transferring things. So let's go to transfer. We need to move. Let's move all the infra blocks. Let's move all the construction related stuff. Maybe not the whole blocks just yet. Let's get these. Let's get these. Let's get the tech blocks. We'll move them all over. I want to start moving most of the food. Oh, we will need a medical bay on the ship too. Okay. We'll start moving this. We'll get this stuff moving. Let's get the medical going. We'll start moving prepared meals over. That'll at least get us started on moving things over. Cool. So this needs to be linked up to something, obviously. We've got enough where we can sketch out a little bit more. Let's activate something here. I might move this over and get that going. Start doing my storage over here. Let's do that. That'll only take me 2. Let's take it all the way to here. We'll build that out. We'll bump out... what else? Because I think if I move this over, I can start throwing, like, maybe the pod hangers over here. I don't really know yet, because I can always move those later. It just takes a little extra effort. How are we doing on O2? Not great, because there's no water over here. So let's transfer a little bit of water over to this ship. Let's do like a good solid 10. Let's do that. Great. That should deal with that. Waiting on infra blocks. There's a lot of stuff we're waiting on. Somebody shat their pants. Why'd you shat your pants? You got plenty of breaks. We're getting this corridor done. That engine's almost ready. Let's go to power for now. long can this reach? Not that long. So we can go to about here for now. And then we'll go to... We're going to start with these small ones, because I don't really care that much. Can't build here. Oh well. Okay, so we'll throw this guy here, and that'll cover everything we need for now. We can always strip that down. Nowhere to rest. That's fine. You'll be fine. Alright, we're generating O2. So O2 is starting to populate back here. Great. How we doing on temp? Temperature is starting to get up there. It'll slowly propagate as we go. Right, that part of the hole's almost done. It'll slowly propagate out here. Like you can see the temperature is slowly tweaking. Actually, it's dropping quite a bit. So we probably need another one of these. I don't know that this can really heat up this amount of space. Not effectively yet, anyways. So we're going to need a research lab sooner rather than later. Let's start moving over all the raw crystals. I think that's going to be something that they can't process over here anyways. So let's move all that. Alright, I'll start throwing storage here. I think maybe I'm going to add... sketch a little bit more. So I can actually go to here and get a little more space out of this. So we're going to do that. Let's activate that sketch. It's coming together. We're going to build a couple of beds in here just to get her a little bit of sleeping quarters. Let's go with furniture, and we'll do a nice bunk bed here for now. How many beds do we really need? So we've got 4 people on one shift, so we need at least 4, I would say. So we'll do that. We need a toilet on here, but eventually I want that up here. Cool. So we're gonna do a nice large storage. Should I do it this way, or should I think if I do this, then I do back to back, I think that'll work. Or I could do this. I kind of want to do this. We'll start with one, and then we'll plop the other one here. That gives us room to put some life support over here as well. I think that'll work. It'll work good enough for me anyways. So we're down to 10 whole blocks. Anybody doing this? Looks like somebody's working on this. That's good. Getting some of that whole scrap, or some of that scrap in general, out of the way early is good. Growing's good. We got a lot of biomatter started. It wants me to build power nodes, which I'm doing. It's fine. Augustin's working on it. Building a big ship right out the gate is tough. Not gonna lie. Like, it takes a lot of work, a lot of planning. So these are super inefficient. Like, if you look, I think I can only jump 1 sector per engine. It's rough. Highly inefficient. Alright, we need the power to get done. We need a lot to get done here. Yeah, there we go. More storage. Perfect. My plan is to wall this up so they just have to walk in here and knock that out, but for now we're going to leave walls out of this. Somebody's got to get these power nodes. I don't know why that's taking so long. How are we doing on O2? So there's plenty of oxygen on the ship. Now it's a temperature issue, which will be rectified eventually. it's struggling. So that one is not enough. Let's build another one just to shore it up a little bit. We'll throw this guy right here. It's right next to him. That should push out a good amount of heat. Now, ideally, you'll have him throughout the ship. We're not there yet. We don't even have the rest of the ship. There's no throughout. There's without. Oliver's up working the late shift. Doing logistics. Handling the botany. It's good. Tending the crops. Tending the tendies. Oh, Pal is working on the derelict over here, which is almost done. Almost. So close. Stripping a little more hull, so that's good. We'll get some more hull blocks out of this. We can build out more of the ship. I do want to actually build out some of this. So we have a little more space to work with. So I'm going to do this. That'll take 8. I think we'll be good. Yeah, I think we'll be fine with that. I might as well build this out too. Start getting those hallways going. We'll get the kitchen stuff going here so we can start throwing people, get some food in their bellies. No one wants to get these power nodes going. That's weird. I'm going to start moving everything over just to get the logistics moving. Boom. Get her done. Actually, I'm gonna cancel moving the scrap because they're working on it over there. Let's leave all that here, and then we'll process it on this side and throw everything over here. I do need room for a hangar bay somewhere. Let's see, what do we got? Now, I could put my shuttle bay, like, right here. I'm thinking up here, because there's plenty of room, but early on, I may need to put one right here. And I think I need 7 tiles to make it work. I think it's a 6x7. Something along those lines. Could I cram it in here, is the question. Could I cram it like right here, and then have people work around it, and then throw more stuff in the center, just crew related as far as beds go? Tough call. Alright, we're gonna do, I think it's facilities. We need, I'm gonna put a toilet right here just for now. Put it right there. We'll put a nice, is it life support? Where is that at? Somewhere in here. Facility? No. There's got to be a kitchen somewhere. Why can I never remember? There we go. Put the kitchen right by the toilet because, you know, that's what you do right now. Hey, look, some of these are getting done. Of course, the furthest one is done first. Oh, well. Why is temperature just not moving? Can it not go around this corner very easily? I think that's the problem. Oh well, it'll be fine. Alright, that's all getting built. That's great. Transfers are done. So this guy is done. I'm going to turn all that crap off so we can just focus on this. Everybody should be all hands on deck on this. Get her going. Alright, let's look at furniture. Let's get a couple of tables. For now, we're just going to do this and we'll reorganize and make this pretty later. Done. Okay, so we've got that. I'm happy with that. These have the resources. They just need somebody to build it. We still need a hull stabilizer. So I can have these as kind of like temporary storage and then throw a hull stabilizer in there with it. That might be a good idea. So it can be system. I can put that there. Perfect. That'll work. So somebody can drop stuff off there and then work on this if they need to. So we have one hull stabilizer. We got limited points on this guy because it's only a 2x1 lengthwise. So we've got 8. So that'll be 2 for that. We have room for 3 more systems. I'll probably get a shield generator and then 2 more things. What else would I get? I mean, I guess eventually I could get the jammer system. Oh, I bet you could have like an electronic warfare ship that does gunning and then just E-war stuff where he jams everybody's weapon systems. So, oh, that could be interesting. And it could be like a boarding party. Man, it's funny how like little system tweaks in these games will make all the difference. Crazy. Come on, Augustin. I need you to get this done. You're powering engines and stuff, but I don't care about that right now. Let's get that going. Yeah, get that one going. That's great. Okay, let's link you to that, and we got juice in the whole ship. Let's move this guy for now to right here. And that way we've got extra heat generated throughout the ship. I think we're doing great on O2. Well, we're doing okay on O2. That just needs water. Let's set this to be where all the water is brought, and I guess we'll bring these for now, and all the energy crystals. So this is inner ship, or in-ship logistics, and then eventually you'll set inner fleet logistics. Alright, good. That'll get moved. All this stuff will get done. We're about to have a functioning ship. And how are we doing on these? We're almost out of hull blocks. So that's not good. Once that gets set up, I think we'll be good on temperature. Apparently that's not on the power grid, of course. Let's rectify that. Let's look at our hull. So I think we would need... Yeah, we're going to need more hull blocks. Let's see. What can we... Let's start processing this real quick. We'll do less than 3, and we'll do if less than 3. And we'll get some hull blocks if less than 5. And infra blocks if less than 5. So at least we'll get some of this going. It'll get us some more hull blocks so we actually have something we can work with. We're getting there. It's going to happen. I promise. I gotta get moving. Gotta get this going so I can get out of here. And get on to the next. Apparently that can't regulate the temperature yet. Really? Why is it struggling so much? I wouldn't think you'd need that many. It's just gonna take time is the question. It's trying to regulate a lot of power, or a lot of heat. Oh well. Let's bump this out while we're at it. At least on the sketch. We can probably cut this in a little bit too. Alright, good. That's done. Let's look at power, because we do need that. For now, we'll throw this here, because that'll cover everything we need to. Temperature is taking way longer to heat up than I thought. It's odd. Let's go back to life support. We'll throw one of these right here. Try to put these nodes throughout the ship. At least radiate it out a little bit more. And nobody can actually use the toilet for now. How are we doing on energy? Okay, energy blocks. We got plenty of tech blocks still. I think we'll be fine there. Good, we're getting things dropped off. I think we're just moving all the freight that we've had on this other ship. Okay, so we got that. Temperature's looking good there. Maybe we can actually get this done. Yeah, it's starting to heat up. I think it'll radiate out and we'll be good to go. Awesome. Alright, there's that power node. Let's link you up to that. It's going to be a little slop in the ship early on. Good, we got some hull stability on the space food truck ship. Alright, soon people can get out of their spacesuits and actually do things on this ship. Good, we're getting somewhere. I'll probably get the recycler up and running on here. Let's do that. Will that be in the range of this? Yes, it will. So we're going to start by throwing this there. And we'll get a water purifier while we're at it. Really pack it in back here. Because you'll notice we don't have the ability to make power capacity nodes. So we can't make any battery banks. It's a big difference. Okay, I bumped this out a little bit. I am going to start getting my shuttle hangers. For now, I'm going to throw it here, and we'll eventually move it. But to start, I'm going to do it this way. And then we'll throw in a pod hanger. And it can go right there. I just need one of each for now, just to get something up and running, so we have a means to go about the verse. Because I can't hang around here much longer, or I'm going to start running out of key resources. I wish you could tell it, like, after this is done, stop. Oh, you can actually. Well, okay, I stand corrected. So we'll set that to if statements, that way they stop growing after this is done. Let's go to if. Those are all if. Cool. So that'll be done here shortly. So hull blocks we're doing okay on. We're starting to like really get this together. Let's start transferring the rest of the goods over. Everything comes over. Alright, we got a recycler. Let's continuous on all these. Get this done. Boom. Cool. Still having temperature issues over here. I guess I need another one. I mean, eventually I'll have doors and stuff, which will reduce the amount of space these have to heat. We got plenty of infra blocks, so I'm going to build another one in here. Just make sure this ship is good to go. We'll get one of these each transferred over once all this crap's moved over. And this is done, we're going to get moving. Try to build out more of the ship too while we're at it. I like to set this to 10 because it takes up less space. Alright, good. Start building out one of the nacelles over here, maybe. Activate some more sketch. I could start building this out. So if you look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I build it here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd take all that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you'd have it like right here. It's doable. I just don't know if that's where I really want it. Theoretically, most of this will be isolated from the rest of the crew. From the forward-facing side of the ship. The temperature's not bad over there. It's not nice, but, you know, it's chilly. Waiting on this, really. These are the keys. I'm going to start having people live over here now. Sweet. Alright, so all that should be turned off. That's turned off. That's off. I'm going to turn these off for now. I'm going to turn these off for now, too. These should be about done, I think. Yep, you're done. Good. Okay, so that does work. That does work. Don't hit stop or it'll cancel the progress and just rip them out and throw them in the trash. We also need a research station. I'll probably build that first here. The research lab, rather. I think I called it the wrong thing in my video. We'll put this right here for now. And we'll move it eventually. But once we get these done, I think we'll be ready to rock. So we gotta start moving. Or we're gonna run out of water. But yeah, if you think about your ship as a symmetric ship with a little symmetry, and you just focus on getting one half of it done, you can always mirror that later too. That's another strategy. You can do it front half or the back half. You can do left side or right side, port, starboard, whatever you want to call it. You pick. You can start in the center and radiate out. There's plenty of options. But I kind of like doing the work on one half and then build it up. Like start in the back half, work on the right half of the ship, then build out the left half, and then build out that. Or if I really need to get the composting going and the actual solar panels and all that other crap, then I'll start doing that. But I can't do composting yet because I need to research things. So for now, this doesn't matter that much. Okay, I gotta set this to custom logistics priority highest because I need that to be powered at all times. How are we doing on transfers? Still going for a while. Okay, we've got everything delivered over here, at least for the most part. We're still moving stuff, but everything's going. It'll take a little bit for logistics, but we've got our research station up and running. So what I'm going to do is start researching. What I want to get first, I think, is probably food related. I want to get my composting going because that's going to really help my water issues and just going down the road. So we need, eventually we're going to need to get the ability to, I guess I got to get botany first for actual growing. So we'll start with that because that only needs basic research, which I don't know exactly how that breaks out. I don't know if only skill level 3 guys can do advanced and 2 intermediate. I'm not sure how that works yet, but we'll see. Shuttle hangar is ready. Let's move. Do we want the Mustang of Lenny? Or I want the Mustang of Lenny. I like to think that's a nod to Lemmy almost. Or maybe that's Lenny from Leisure Suit Lenny. No, just kidding, that's Larry. Let's see. How do I relocate him? Why can't I? Does it not let me relocate him? Weird. Did not let me... There we go. Weird. It wasn't letting me select that, it seemed like. Okay. You move over there now. And... we got the Petrola. We got the Etna. We got I'ma Grab It. I don't like that name. I'ma Grab It. You're coming with me. Welcome aboard. We're just going to have 2 right now. 1 shuttle. One little mining pod. I assume there's going to be different mining or different types of pods. This is just like the placeholder, the initial shell. So now it's just you build variants off of these assets and throw them in there. Oliver's working on it. What is his research skill? Oliver Dums, you are 3. So you're my main researcher. That's your highest priority. Good. Good. Oh, he failed. Oh well. Oh well, that's cool. How we doing? Let's turn it off and back on again. Alright, so I'm just waiting on logistics, but I think this is a good stopping point for the episode. We'll jump here eventually in the next episode. We'll get out here, get to this sector. Well, this node. So we gotta clear all this, and then we gotta jump to this system, and then we get to choose. Do we go to the pirates? Probably go to the safe one first and then come up here. I eventually want to check this guy out, because that's new. But anyways, we're doing logistics. We're going to do that. We're going to get research done. We're going to get out of here. We'll do that all in the next episode. But hey, thanks for joining me for this inaugural run into Alpha 10 of Spacehaven. I think this will be fine for the live build. But thanks for joining me, folks. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time on Space Food Truck Ship Green Beef. Take it easy.